Ladies and gentlemen, good morning from wherever you're watching from. Welcome to this live stream. This is a game between Cesar Chandiŋa from Uganda and Imad from Morocco. Race to 7. This is the winners qualifiers. The winner here will proceed to the last 16, to the round of last 16. The round of last 16 will have 8 from the winner bracket and 8 from the losers bracket. And then a new draw will be made and they will start playing a single elimination. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. If you have just joined the stream, and let us know in the comment section if you can hear. Trying to test the voice here. The winner of this match will proceed to the round of 16, which is going to be having 8 players from the winners bracket and 8 players from the loser bracket, and then a new draw will be made. The tournament will be a single elimination. It will be a straight knockout. If you lose, you are out of the tournament. It's going to be a race to 7 till the final. On Monday, a very big 8-man comp is prepared in Uganda by the Advanced Talent Agency.
A very good morning once again. Welcome to the official Facebook platform of the Advanced Talent Agency. To join the comment section, will I say to join the commentary? My name is Peter Chove. As we look forward to the continuation of this big African encounter between two of the best players from the respective African countries, 2 countries that are so crazy about billiards. From Uganda, Seizer Chandiga, and from Morocco, the guy who is rumored to be the best able player in the North African country of Morocco, Imad Lahssini. By the way, he was the best performing African player at the World Able Championships in China earlier in there, and there has been big talk about this a match between the 2 of them, a race. But like I like to say normally, that billiards is that sport that gives and always keeps giving, because here we have the 2. What we have been dreaming for is right in front of our eyes. They are in the winners category. 2-1, Imad is in the lead against Seizer. Remember that we are playing a race to 7. The winner progresses to the next round with 2 lives intact. The loser drops to the loser's bracket with yet another chance to try and win this championship, to try and be the first African Heibo champion. Special thanks to the World Heibo Federation. Special thanks to Joy Billiards. We have an opportunity to have African Heibo Championships for the very first time ever. And the brain behind this kind of arrangement is the fact that it is always not so fair to have African players, African teams participating in Heibo in China. Lots of home advantage to the Chinese players, and yet Heibo is the bread and butter of those players. Competing with them sometimes is a little bit too unrealistic. That's why it is better to have a Heibo championship of African players on the African continent, and here we have it. Imad Lahssini, Africa's best participant at the World Heibo Championships in Qingdao, China this year, taking on the guy that became known as the internet sensation of joy, Cesar Chandiga, in the same tournament in which he became brand ambassador for the Joy Heibo franchise and Joy Heibo superstar of Africa, not only because of his performance, his results, but most especially because of the numbers that his games always pull off on social media. That's why at one time I started to call him the people's player. He's gladly donning the light blue t-shirt of the Advanced Talent Agency, of course, his management team. That is why his matches are being streamed on this page. He's playing the stripes. That is nothing short of accurate. Pot of the 14 ball to the corner pocket closest to your screen on the right. White ball is Nacho for the second 9. Director off the yellow, off the green, they were 6. It's actually direct. From a viewing area, it was as if the space isn't enough, but it was more than sufficient. He's up against the 8 ball, voting to the center pocket to make it to 2, and does it so effortlessly, make it easier than it actually was. Caesar 2, Imad 2, race to 7, best of 13 for a place in the next round of the winners category of the African Heibo Championships. Live from Marrakesh in Morocco, but commentary coming from Kampala. Thank God that we have the facility of technology that a match of this magnitude can be commentated thousands of kilometers away. Thank you for watching, Charity Andrew. Always watching from whichever the platform is. Kaka Roger. It seems the majority of viewers are Caesar supporters, and I'm not surprised because, of course, the streaming platform is the platform of his management team. And thank you guys for flocking this page, at least for the start. Already past the 1K mark. Let's make this one popular. The Advanced Talent Agency is here for the player. And while we shall be having games that you will be required to subscribe to watch, but once in a while, this one is a giveaway from the Advanced Talent Agency. And please follow this page. Let it grow as much as we've grown. These games have been always coming live your way. In the unfortunate scenario that Caesar loses this match and maybe loses the second life before Sunday, then he will be flying back to Kampala, of course, to catch on Monday the 8-man comp, the Super 8, the Afro 8 that will be happening in Kampala on the ATA platform. But if he plays up to the finals of this tournament, which is starting to show signs that it is possible, yes, his flight, his air ticket will be extended for at least one other day. Then he returns on Monday, maybe reaches on Tuesday. Then by Tuesday evening, he could be having his first round match. That seems like a premature port of the black ball. Unfortunately for Caesar, the sport is sometimes so unforgiving of some of the fouls that are committed. When black is spotted prematurely, the game is lost by the table, the player on table. No prize for guessing the current score now. Thank you for watching. Bernard Bex, you say you're Caesar's #1 fan from Botswana. Well, yes, concerned about the fact that he doesn't play Habe on a regular basis. He will be playing Habe on a regular basis. He has to. It is the way to go. He's the brand ambassador of Habe in Africa. And this one should be in a way his #1 spot. Only that in his country, Habe tables are yet to arrive. Of course, a consignment of 6 Habe tables was made by the Advanced Talent Agency. They will be shipped in immediately. The ATA arena is completed. Because of how cumbersome they are and how spacious they are, how much space they consume, it just doesn't make logical or financial sense to have them in place when they are not in use. But of course, when they arrive sometime earlier, very early next year, Caesar will be a very big beneficiary. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Samson Kibuga, my good friend watching from Dar es Salaam, the guy who normally brings us the games from Tanzania. You can also tell us, Samson, in the comment section if Saif Hamad has arrived. This contact wasn't going through by yesterday, but I know that by yesterday he was traveling. So please tell us if he has arrived for the Super 8 comp, the Afro 8 comp that will be happening starting Monday next week. Kaka Roger, recognizing the fact that Habe is tough. Yes, it is tough, but there is no easy money anywhere in the world. You have to go through tough to try and make the money. Marianne, thank you for watching. And welcome back from that money match yesterday where Maluva did beat Habib. And I'm surprised that much as you were Ugandan, you are supporting Maluva for whatever reason. Lebon Elias, thank you for watching from South Africa. They wave your South African flag. They are breaks Caesar. Fairly good split of the balls. But he doesn't break. It is very important in Habe to break well. Try and pot a ball. Have a very good split of the balls. Have enough balls across the second half of the table to avoid fouling on the break. And then try to go for a clearance. Imad seems to be more of an expert of Habe. Caesar seems up to now not to have made up his mind on which of the disciplines he has to go for. Of course, predominantly in his country of Uganda, the black ball is played. Nowadays, he does Habe, he does international rules. In the meantime, himself and Rashid Wagaba Dog City are the first Ugandans to obtain World Pool Association playing licenses. That is Rashid Wagaba and Caesar Chandiga. That means for many of these events, they can even be invited directly and probably not even through the respective federations or associations that govern pool in their countries because the players themselves are individual members. Andrew Sablima, thank you for watching and for appreciating the promotion of African pool by the Advanced Talent Agency. That was quite encouraging. Karanjamang. Yes, you don't want people to speak a lot when they've never played Hebo. This discipline is quite unique. You have to get used to the big table, the big balls. The size of the balls is about 3 times the balls on which ultimate pool or black ball is played. So this one is a different matter altogether. Seizer playing the solids. Imad playing the stripes. Seizer limiting Imad, I think, only to 1 or 2 of the striped balls that you can see. Seems to be going for the 9, or maybe for the 13, maybe for the 11. Goes for the 11, and simply plays a safety. And I want to think that an effective safety. Seizer has sight of that ball closest to him, seeming like a 3. Remember, the balls numbered from 1 to 7 are solids. The balls numbered from 9 to 15 are strips. The black ball is the 8 ball. It is a full month that Seizer has spent in Morocco. Probably has learned some Arabic together with Rashid Wagaba. And I think that it is a big learning experience. For us as the African Pool Fraternity, we are enjoying top quality action for the Advanced Talent Agency. It is a big sum of money incurred. That's why I always like to encourage us to subscribe to the ATA platform to watch some of the games that come for repay. It is the only way that action like this will keep coming and coming and coming. It cannot come when there is no money spent. The player on table, Imad, is playing against Seizer, who has spent a full month in Morocco after travel fees and the hotel expenses. Of course, daily payment, hotel accommodation, and the like. You can just imagine what it takes. You have the 2 of them there for a full month. And of course, the action that comes on the ATA platform is action that wouldn't come anyway had it not been for the existence of the platform. My assumption is that Imad is having a 3-2 lead. It is an assumption. For whatever reason, I don't know why it hasn't been updated. Maybe I am wrong. Of course, I am commentating from thousands of kilometers away, so I have a feel of what is happening at the arena, but I'm not exactly there. Next, Anna, thank you for watching. You're asking if Maluva has any battle outcome today. He's participating in a 32 whose live stream shall be starting in just under 3 hours from now. But no money matches today. But I think yesterday's match was more than just entertainment. Martin Katende, thank you for watching. Aziz Mansour, thank you for watching. Must be watching from Morocco. And there goes the update of this board. It is 3-2. Thank you for watching. Remy Timothy Chirumira. On the solids is Seizer. Looks like a 7 this one. The report is okay. Movement of the white ball seems to be okay. Because report the 3 is it to the same corner pocket, bottom right of your screen, moving the white ball towards the top end of the table. just like that, drawing it backwards and opening up the two strips of Imad. A move in which his intention was really to open up the black ball, which is not as open as Caesar would have fancied. Nevertheless, he continues in attack. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the African Heibo Championship, the last ever edition of the championship. Representing Morocco is Imad Lahssini. In my opinion, slightly favorite for the victory, taking on the brand ambassador of Joy, the Joy Heibo franchise for Africa, Cesar Chandiga. A role, by the way, he is sharing with shares it with a player from South Africa. That's Jason Theron. This competition should have had some other players from Sub-Saharan Africa. Things didn't go well in terms of preparation and acquirement of documentation, like Malvan Mokonza, like Jeremiah Naido. Of course, the learning process always continues both on the table and in terms of preparation. Caesar going for one of the solids on the table. The 3 draws the white ball backwards enough to get a natural angle for the 2 to try and put it to the corner pocket on the bottom left of your screen. I believe he will be having full motion of the white ball. I don't know, however, how he intends to get good white ball for the black. Maybe bouncing the white ball off the cushion backwards with big spin on it, try and put the black ball in the bank shot in a double to the center pocket on the right. Maybe direct, maybe off the 15, which is packed right at the center pocket. It will not come easy, but it is possible. If he misses, he's leaving dangerously. He goes for the double and gets it slightly wrong. White ball was so close to finding the pocket. It is the only source of fortune for Caesar. After that frame, nonetheless, it is advantage Imad. Remember, it is a race to 7. First time in my life that I'm commentating on Heibo. That is all the white that Imad can afford to Caesar, who, in my opinion, should be taking the risk to play slow shot, roll that black ball to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen, either to pot it or set it, and then pray if it doesn't pot. But in my opinion, take the risk and go slow. White ball is so close to the cushion for Caesar's liking. Yes, he goes slow, but I think he just gets the shot wrong. It doesn't put Imad under enough pressure, especially that the black ball is not so perfectly packed at that pocket. Nonetheless, Imad will be attempting to make a clearance. No, he plays another safety. This time, a total snooker. And is daring Caesar to foul. And Caesar knows that should he foul, maybe his chance of winning this frame will be as good as good. Maybe Imad will be starting to run away with this match. Caesar finds the 8 ball and fortunately displaces Imad's 11 in the same shot, but Imad has a 13 to put to the corner pocket top left, maintaining the white ball for the 14. That is the 13, white ball for the 14, The 15 is naturally portable to the center pocket on the left, and then the would-be remaining ball is in perfect space. And yet Imad misses a very unexpected miss. Some of the shots for some of the players come so unexpected to miss, especially a guy that is accustomed to high ball as much as Imad. It is what he plays as a main sport. Seizer is predominantly a black ball player. He plays on the table, which is almost 3 times as small as the one on which they are playing. Difficult shot, this one. Black off the cushion. It is a big distance between the white ball and the black. He misses. And seemingly has the black now set to that corner pocket bottom right of your screen. Imad has another chance. Crucial frame, this one, for both of these players. For Seizer to try and equalize, for Imad to increase his lead to 2. Lots of events coming up later this year, even later this month. By the way, today is the 1st of November. Action-packed month, this one. Starting off with the continuation of the African Hayball Championships, the biggest events, one of the biggest in Africa, $10,000 for the winner. And I want to think that it is one of the first predominantly African tournaments. Something that is a little bit controversial in my opinion is the fact that we could have a non-African being African champion. It doesn't augur well. And yes, as a media man, you have to be neutral to whatever. And no offense to Chris Melling winning, but again, when you're African champion and you are not African, there is a way it doesn't augur exactly well. Nonetheless, Imad will be aiming for the black for the 4th time in this match, which will be outing a game which has, I will say, stolen away from Seizer. It is now 4-2 Imad in the lead. He is needing 3, while Seizer is needing 5 out of the remaining 7 games. Imad 4, Seizer 2, race to 7. And for those of you just joining the stream, you are watching the African Hayball Championships winners category. It is a double elimination competition, and each player has to be beaten twice to exit the event. Both players have gone past the first 2 rounds. Both players are in the 3rd round. Both players are on 2 lives. One of them will be dropping to the losers bracket. It is now starting to seem that the player dropping to the losers bracket could be Uganda's Chandiga Seizer, while Morocco's Imad Lahssini could be progressing to the next round with 2 lives intact. And he's one of the biggest prospects, Imad, from the African continent. And also, Seizer is another of those big African prospects. His only disadvantage is that he's not yet predominantly a Hayball player. For 90% of the time, he plays on the small table. Fellow commentator Mark White calls him predominantly an ultimate pool player. He thinks Seizer's best opportunity is on the small table, ultimate competition, which requires offensive pool, attacking and potting balls at speed, which is what he does best so far. But of course, billiards are quite diversified, and these players cannot focus just on one discipline. Yes, you cannot do all, but you specialize on a few, maybe 3. And Heibo is a must because it is the most rewarding billiards discipline in the world today. World Heibo Championships with a whopping $700,000 US. Guys like Ishao Liang and Shubinji and Zheng Yubo who have won it before. I believe that their life changes forever after that one. And if it is an African player, maybe the life of their family changes forever after winning $700,000 US. That is the grand prize. That is the inspiration behind most of these players training and practicing in Heibo. Imad Lahssini now on the solids. Seizer Chandiga on the stripes. There is seemingly no single bad ball on the table. A player like Imad will be fancying his chances to make a clearance of this solids frame. And if he makes it 5-2, you think that Seizer will be starting to fight somewhat a lost battle. And after that top spin by Imad, he has the 6 to the corner pocket, bottom right. White ball moving towards the midpoint of the table. There is that 2 to that center pocket on the left, which will definitely be playing. After then, it will be the black, the 8 ball. He actually does have the 7 before. Potting it and getting white ball for the black is a little bit tricky, but for Imad, it seems no problem. He gets the white ball to almost exactly the same position it was at before the shot, and that is the sign of a guy who has his practice on the Heibo table, the guy who knows that he's doing, the guy who is confident in himself, making Morocco proud, trying to take down the Joy Heibo ambassador. Imad Lahssini 5 and Seizer Chandiga 2. Race to 7, meaning that 6 games to go in total. Seizer has to win 5 of them, while Imad needs only 2. Thank you for the correction, Moses Bukenya. African Open Heibo Championship, making it open to all. Yes, I know you're right. Personally, I would have fancied that the organizers have it as an intended opportunity to have an African becoming African Heibo champion, an African to win the trophy. And then after we can have open comps, but not the African championship being won by a non-African. And I'm not trying to be non-racist at all. But if Tom Cousins wins and then Chris and I'm just thinking out loud. Thank you for watching Cyber Monk, Patrick Banda. Ed Ziko, thank you for watching. Pardon Chapungu. Mbuso Mkadi. As Seizer gets to break, I think he cannot afford to lose a game now to have Imad within 1 frame of the victory. It will be living so dangerously. Although, as I speak, I want to think that Imad is an overwhelming favorite for this match. It is easy to see when Imad is playing that he's so accustomed to playing on the big table. No doubt about Seizer's talent. He needs more practice on the big table. That is a miss. And Caesar leaves both the strips and the solids there for Imad's taking. Chris Manning should be taking on Jack Whelan. I don't know exactly what is happening in that match. In the losers bracket, JJ Fowl is taking on Levent Afian. JJ Fowl is from South Africa. Levent is from Morocco. Kushan Modley from South Africa is taking on Tom Cousins, okay. Osama Maskini, a guy that we now know, is taking on the other Chinese Joy ambassador in Jason Theron. Last time I checked, it was goalless. I don't know exactly what is going on in that one for now. Yasser Hanki is taking on Yannick Pangas. Mohamed Elmana taking on Amine Bonif. Bonif we now know because he's one of the guys that were playing races against Caesar and Dog City in the course of the last 2 weeks. Just like Amor Riyad, who is taking on Said Idiasa, both from Morocco. And the other South African, Ethan Chetty, the guy that I know so much, he did represent at the under-23 Howley Cup Championships last year. And he is taking on Mustafa Bakri from Morocco. But for now, Imad Lahssini, seemingly the best of the Moroccan contingent in this competition, the guy that carries the biggest prospects for the home players, is making an assault on the guy that is the most popular from sub-Saharan Africa in Caesar. And yet Imad misses. His intention after potting that one was to leave the white ball for the 7 near that center pocket on the left with the black ball there to be taken. Caesar has a chance to play, a chance to try and fight for this game. All the solids apart from the one standing near where he's standing, all are in perfect space. His mind must be to make a clearance. He goes for the one and only would be relatively bad solid, which he misses. A very unfortunate miss. I'm not so sure Imad can see properly the solid red near that center pocket on the left. If he gets it, then he will be good to go. I'm not so sure he can see it clearly, especially from the camera angle we're having here. Actually, he wasn't seeing it enough. He plays the one that he was seeing properly. Caesar has another chance to play, but this time with even a thinner white. Zakaria Sentasi, thank you for watching, uploading Imad's shot. And once again, Caesar misses. He's out of sorts. Maybe he has it in his mind that he's probably not winning this match. Ken Atlanta, you're saying Imad is the best African Heibo player. Maybe you're not so far away from the truth, because at least by official performance in the last Heibo World Championships, he was the best African player. And this tournament will give us even a better way in which to categorize these players. Africa at its best. How I wish we had Jerry in this one. I saw him training on the Heibo table when I got a chance to live in the same house with him for a few days, the House of Wisdom Ndige in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, during the Queen's Sports Club Derby elimination competition last year. He did have some games with Dog City, with Kasozi, with Ibra. And the guy on the Heibo table is something else, Jerry. He was supposed to be at this event, but for unfortunate circumstances, he was not able to acquire Morocco visa. Combination shot from Seizer. Where is the white going? That was close. He knows that had he potted it, he would probably be going to need to win 5 in a row just to stand the chances. Has his opportunity here as the clock ticks away. Has those two solids which are so close to each other for his liking. It seems like it is the 13 and the 15. The closest ball to the white ball is the 13, maybe drawing it backwards to around the same point where the white ball is. Actually, he's starting with the 15, starts with the 13, and plays so well. Has white ball for both the 10 and the 15. He has also the 9 near the center pocket, which has a 3 for Imad there. Start with the center pocket at the 10, getting the white ball for the 9 in a normal roll of the white ball to put that 9 nicely to the center pocket. White ball just tapping the 3 away because he knows he's not interested in the 3 for Imad at all, but he doesn't want the white ball to remain so close to the 3. Yes, he does. Just a tap of the 9, and he will be needing to put this 15, and then white ball bouncing off the cushion with a little spin on the right, moving about half the length of the table towards the midpoint of the table, but on the right. It should be his route to victory, but must be on target first. He is on target, draws the white ball backwards, makes it even more beautiful by not using the cushion. He's up against the black only for the 3rd time in the match, a match where he is 5-2 down, a match where he is needing to win 5, while Imad is needing to win 2, and just the clock is ticking away. The black ball is rolled. Where is the white? That is so unfortunate. Maybe so complacent, maybe so careless. It is very rare to see players of this level losing a frame with that amount of carelessness. Imad 6, Seizer 2. And for Seizer to progress, he needs to win 5 games now in a row. A very long day it will be for Seizer if he's to make this kind of a comeback, which is very unexpected. For any player in this tournament to try and win 5 straight against Imad, and I will say that it is very unexpected for any Heibo player in the world to win 5 straight against Imad. It is possible, but absolutely unlikely. That is the break in which Imad puts 1 ball, leaving an open table and a fairly good split of the table. as the umpire performs the formalities. We're looking at Imad trying to make a clearance that will take him to the next round of this competition, in which Seiza will drop to the losers bracket. And the matches come so fast and so thick and so competitive and so unfair sometimes to these players. Because should Imad win one more frame, which could be this frame, then Seiza will be quickly lined up to play in his second life. And should he lose one more, then he knows that he will be boarding that Turkish Airlines flight again on Saturday. The beautiful thing again is that there is always more competition. You win some, you lose some. Imad Lahssini, the guy who could easily be the best Hebrew player in Africa. In my opinion, he has a fairly good set of skills, but the most important thing, he seems to be so comfortable playing on the Hebrew table. Also has good height, which is so important, by the way, on Hebrew. When the white ball is in the middle of the table like now, he plays so comfortably. And he doesn't lose target even when he needs support at long range. A sign of a player who is really feeling at home. I also think he has gotten enough time to train on these very tables at the very arena. Yes, that is what is sometimes done when players are enjoying good home ground advantage. There he rolls, which seems like the 3. A big miss it is. Advantage for Seiza, who has so far been shy of his very best Seiza in this match. Maybe by the way Seiza is queuing. He knows that probably this is not his match. Maybe he has his mind set on what will happen in the losers bracket, because he didn't take enough time trying to aim at that shot. He missed it. He didn't even play the white ball safe. Imad seems to be going for the 7. White ball bouncing off the cushion to try and open up the 3, which is entangled between 2 of Seiza's strips, the 9 and the 14. He goes slow. He doesn't pot. I think he aimed at being safe first before even potting. And thank you for watching. For the first time, we are having more than 1,000 people watching on the Advanced Talent Agency Facebook platform. A free stream. And it has taken quite an expense to have it watched for free. Another reason which, in my opinion, I can give for you to support the Advanced Talent Agency. In the monetization of this content, when they can. After all, the free streams will always keep coming on these other pages. Most of the matches that are monetized by the Advanced Talent Agency are matches that wouldn't even happen if the ATA was not involved. For instance, without involvement of the ATA, Seiza would be at home in Kampala. Danford Sikazo thinks Seiza has a long way in Heibo. Yes. Learning and get accustomed to the big table takes some good time. But you will need the facility of being able to access a Heibo table more regularly during his training. Not just him, but also players from countries like Zambia, like Zimbabwe. Yes, Kenya has a few Heibo tables around. Tanzania does. by the relatively good performance from African players at the last Haber World Championships. So close to the prize bracket was both Collins Tuwei of Kenya and Malvan Mukwanza of Zimbabwe. Caesar did reach the prize bracket. I think he won $1,500. Imad Lahssini went even a step higher. Jason Theron reached the round of last 64, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Joy Willenberg and the Halliday brothers, all of whom are from South Africa. So baby steps are being made by the African continent to try and reach the big prize money. Imad has that problem solid ball, which is in between two of Caesar's strips, the 9 and the 14. It is a problem ball for him. He does ask the umpire to clean the cue ball. The gadgets are in place to ensure that the cue ball is returned right at the same exact spot where it was before it was tampered with by the umpire. And if Imad gets the ball to the corner pocket on the bottom left of your screen, he'll be good to go. Maybe white ball opening up the black ball, which he does, and makes it easier than it actually was. Seems like he is a pride of Morocco. The guy understands the game, understands the table, understands the tactics of the sport, of the discipline of Hayball. Typical Hayball player. And I believe that he has a very big future, Imad Lahssini, on the big table. We'll go for the 3 to the center pocket on the right. Having a relatively good white ball. For the blue, for the 2. A very important shot, maybe the most important for him in this match. Will he pot? That was close. Nonetheless, a miss. Caesar will have the big task to try and finish this strip frame for himself, to keep himself in the match. For the Advanced Talent Agency, for Team the Scorpion, for his fans who always flock with the social media platforms all the time that he is playing. Oh, here he goes. Choosing to start with the 15, rolling it to the corner pocket, bottom left of your screen. Will he pot? Yes, he does. And gets himself a relatively good white ball. Yes, going for one ball at a time. All he has to do is think only of the game that he is playing, not to think about what may happen next. Fight for each game as it comes. Try to make the lead smaller. Try to put Imad under pressure. He's now left with only the 14 and the 9. Maybe he'll want to put both of them to the same pocket. Maybe 9 to the corner pocket. Yes, white ball bouncing off the cushion. 14 to the same pocket. Could try and get black ball by backspin, which he does so well. The rest is a formality. This one will be one of the better clearances for Caesar in this match. Pulls one back. It is Imad 6 and Caesar 3. And welcome aboard, especially those of you who are just joining right now. You are watching round 3 in the winners category of the African Heibo Championships. It is live from the city of Marrakesh in the North African country of Morocco, with commentary coming from the city of Kampala. And my name on behalf of the Advanced Talent Agency is Peter. And yes, Caesar is leaving now dangerously. While he has pulled one back, he must win 4 in a row or else drop to the losers bracket, which should be playing maybe later this evening, maybe earlier tomorrow morning, which now he will stand no chance of losing any more match, because after losing, if he loses this game, then he will be heading home with any other defeat. In what has been, in my opinion, a successful advent for himself, for Dog City in the country of Morocco. Lots of lessons, lots of learning points, lots of experience achieved. Of course, lots of opponents facing lots of races. And yes, a better player, most especially in the mind. Fairly good break. He'll be trying to put the strip ball to the corner pocket, actually goes for the solid, and yet he fouls. And yes, he leaves an open table. Remember, with Heibo, after the foul, the incoming player has one visit, but it is a free shot in which he has choice to play any ball on the table besides putting the 8 ball. At any position on the table, the white ball may be placed now by Imad. But of course, he will be going for a clearance that will take him to the 3rd round of this event, in which he is one of the biggest prospects for any African player in this competition. I'm being made to learn that there is a possibility that Caesar could take on Tom Cousins, also not having it his way in his match. I'm not seeing any other match. I'm just having sketchy information. If we get to have that one, it will be another. Tom Cousins' return to Morocco may not be as successful as it was with the ultimate pool, where he won both of those events. A guy that is turning Morocco into a fishing ground, but for Heibo, things may not go exactly according to his plan. Imad Lahssini, playing the solids, is left with 2, a 7, and a 6, with the black ball in space to try and shoot himself into the 3rd round, to try and shoot Caesar into the losers category. And there he goes, drawing the white ball backwards, using the white ball to move Caesar's stripes, leaving himself straight shot for the 6. With a normal roll of the ball, he will be getting the white for the black to the center pocket on the right. The rest is a formality. The guy that is supposed to be the best Heibo player in Africa today, the guy that reached the highest stage in the World Heibo Championships of any African player, has taken down one of the favorites in terms of African contingent in Caesar Chandiga in the first life, in the 3rd round, convincing clearly a good player